Focus. Use your safe word.
I don't want to use a safe word.
Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3.
Hey everybody, how are you doing? Welcome to my Whiskey Den, your favorite public access whiskey review show where craft whiskey is king. And I'm excited tonight because we're jumping into gin, which is not something we typically do. But this is from our friend at Whiskey Thief Distilling, Miss Kelley Tennille. And I've heard wonderful things about these gins. And I'm excited to find out what these two taste like. I know the hibiscus one, was released, I think, first, if I'm not correct.
Yeah, that's the prototype.
The prototype one.
Yeah,
that's the one I'm excited about. I haven't done anything with these. They're fully sealed up right now, just because we've had the hibiscus liqueur and some other things that it's been mixed in, and I seem to be kind of a fan of it in that manner. So I'm excited to go down that path. But thank you everyone in the chat for being with us this evening. Mike, do you want to tell people about the Bar Cart Co-op before I pour out a sample here?
You go right on ahead. I'd be happy to tell people about the Bar Cart
Co-op.
Should
I start with the hibiscus?
I think, that's a pretty good idea. Okay.
Yay.
All right. We are proud members of the Bar Cart Co-op, which is a collection of friends who create content for the whiskey and other distilled spirits public. The Bar Cart Co-op YouTube and Facebook pages have information about upcoming and past special shows, which happen about every quarter. There are blind tastings, distiller panels, discussions of special collaborations, and the usage of unique grains. The Bar Cart Co-op has educational and fun episodes for your enjoyment. The oldest show in the group is Distillers Talk, hosted by Christy Atkinson and Alan Bishop. It's a conversation with people from distilleries and distillery adjacent that gets into deep and sometimes off the rails and back again discussions with their interviews. New episodes arrive at the end of the work week. And if that is not nerdy enough, check out One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute, where Alan Bishop answers any questions about distilling and often puts them to the test. It could be individual grains, mash bills, equipment, and methodology. New episodes come out randomly, so subscribe. And then we have Bourbon Turntable, where they mix the love of music with the love of whiskey. This show that has great conversations with musicians, writers, distillery folks, and common folks about, you guessed it, music and whiskey. It releases every Wednesday on all your platforms, including YouTube. Then we have If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. It's a show about the spirits and paranormal among us, as well as the unexplained and the spiritual. Subscribe on Spotify to get all 4 seasons and the 5th one, which is, I think, coming out right now. Mm-hmm. Last but not least, we have the Whiskey Ream Podcast. This is where David Levine flexes his interview muscles. David talks to people in industry and industry adjacent. He does great interviews. He does really good reviews of whiskey. He does a really good job with award shows. And as we say, David does all the things that we don't do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bourbon Turntable. Yeah, what shows you got coming up so we can pimp your ride?
That's right. Oh, and a congratulations before we go further.
Yeah.
Kevin, cheers. A little anniversary.
Happy 35th to Mrs. and Mr. Rose.
Mm-hmm. Alan always giving out the helping hand.
He's always good for a hand.
All right, so we are going to start on this prototype spring gin hibiscus liqueur. Now this, I'll pour a titch more in here to see if that happened when I poured
you a titch.
It was pretty aromatic from a couple feet away here, but
yeah. And I'm getting ready because I am going to make just a heads up. I am going to do a gin and tonic with lime, orange, and lemon.
Oh,
because variety. So there you go.
Yeah, that two there.
Oh yeah, Lenny. Hey Neil. Okay. Yeah. So this one though, which is the big one. This was the first one that was released out. This one won an Ascot Platinum Award, a Platinum Sip Award, a Gold Barleycorn Award, a Silver Denver Award, and an ADI Silver Award. And if I am correct, at least 2 or 3 of those awards, I'll say 2, they were awarded prior to it even being released. And I don't think that Miss Kelley knew that it was being submitted for an award
or to all of those events.
Yes, I could be incorrect on that, but yeah, we had a picture. Of course, I have the bottle, but my bottle signed.
Oh, yours is special.
It's special. It's a little blurry. That stuff comes off.
Let me do.
There we go. Ladies first.
Hey,
nice Miss
Morgan. You snuck in at just the right point.
Yeah. You got some stuff poured?
Which one are we starting with? Because Lord knows I need a drink today.
The hibiscus, and I do have the stuff. I am going to do the gins and tonics.
Yep, I got some tonic ready to roll too.
Sweet. Okay. So yeah.
It's very light, even though it's aromatic coming at you. It does.
Yeah. Oh,
hibiscus is. Go ahead.
Speaking of all the everything about this gin, aside the ingredients of this gin, I believe, all or 90% of everything put on here was forged by Kelley herself.
Oh, that's true.
So, just want to make sure that was seen or heard, spoken. You know what I mean?
Coming in, it's almost like the leaf of the hibiscus, where you get like I don't want to say a little bit of like an aloe note that fades away, but like it's like a leafy, like the flower petal note.
Yeah.
Going for.
I'll tell you the botanicals that are in here. So the botanicals are juniper, lemongrass, clove, orange peel, green cardamom, coriander, rosehip, red clover, licorice root, mugwort, anise, sweet woodruff, and hibiscus. And is distilled from a grain in Kentucky using a whiskey mash bill. And it is called, quote, the flowers that bloom in the spring. It's a good looking label too.
I could smell this all day. Like I want to make it into a candle.
Oh no, yeah, 100%. This is like if you could walk into a room and it smelled like this.
Well, it smells bright and fresh.
Yes, exactly.
Not as heavy as, like I said, when I said petals. Like I think some people think rose petals. Not as heavy as that. And I'm getting a little bit of that lemon zest on the very edges of the glass. Wow, and on a really deep inhale, after you get in there, like about a second or two longer, I start to get some more of the background notes. I don't know if you said wormwood, but it seems like I get something kind of similar to that. But was it a hogswood? I don't remember. But that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
But it has just like a titch of, I don't know, like titch towards that note. It's
the cardamon's coming in strong for me.
See, maybe it's me. My nose is might be a little off tonight because I don't really get that. I'm just sorry. That's why I hate when I don't get notes that I feel like I should at least be picking up edges.
It's just because of me. When you said that, it's like my nose is a little stuffed up, and I was imagining you looking up and you just see a bunch of white powder all over your face.
That's an anniversary show, or what is?
Yeah, the Chevy Chase episode. So okay, so I can tell you, like, I mean, everything that you guys have said on there with all the flowers and or the like picking out the cardamom and picking up different things. Here's what I get out of it: light and fresh, 100%. But what this to me is, everybody knows I've had my issues with gin, and thanks to our pal Fred, he has rectified that by setting me on a path with a good gin, and then now since then we've had a few other good gins. This is, I'm walking through a meadow and there's a light breeze and there's a cottage with all this beautiful flora and fauna around it that reminds me of Miss Honey's house in Matilda. And I wouldn't mind if Miss Honey was on the porch. So I'm just going to say it. So, but no, this is it. It's just like all that. And, and there's the little swing in the tree. It's like, this is 100% peaceful. I absolutely love the nose on this.
All right, I'm going to taste.
Okay. Wow. Oh, that's good.
You guys you both made the intense face like, whoa. I mean, these are 50% ABV.
It's not intense like it was intense. It was because it was like a creamy entry, and I really don't have right now. I feel a little maybe alcohol tingle as I'm breathing out, where you get the kind of that minty feel sometimes.
Oh yeah, definitely minty, and even more refreshing. But there's proof on this, baby.
Well, I mean, it's hidden in there. This is that.
Well, it's hidden in there, but I get like initially, it's like this gel ball of flavor that gets burst quickly, and then it's just like proof, and it's like now we're back to layers of flavor.
Have you guys ever had those popping boba before?
Yep.
That's kind of what this reminds me of. It's that like intense flavor, like bam.
Yeah, it's like it bursts. Boom. There you go. Yeah. It's all over. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see when that happens.
And I know a lot of people, don't just drink gin. It's gin with something, gin on the rocks. But this is, to drink it straight, it's got a beautiful nose and just very interesting mouthfeel.
It's not overpowering for a gin like we would be concerned about with a lot of things. It gets like mid-level up. I'm surprised how balanced. I'm going to say it like a rounded creaminess, but it's not like Werther's Original or anything like that. It just, and it's not like a cream soda either. It's not that intense. It just has that.
Oh, it's silky.
Yeah, it has this to it that's over the top that pulls it all together. And like you guys say, when there's a point where after you swallow and you start to like inhale for that first little bit, that's when I start feeling like a lot of life coming, where I start getting these other layered flavors. They're very, very subtle in them coming to you, especially on the finish here. You know what I just got now? And I'm going to come back to it. You can go off. I'm just on the finish here. I got a little bit of that. A taste like we had that hawthorn berry one. There's just like a hint of the note in the back of this here too. I know it's not in there, but
I think I actually like this better just as it is, rather than with tonic.
I'm gonna give that
too spritzy or effervescency with it. I don't have any with me. That's my bad, but that would be my guess.
I don't have any. Well, I didn't have enough time to cut up fruit since I was a little late to the party tonight. But I think maybe if it had like some fresh squeeze, like lime or lemon, orange, grapefruit, something like that with it, I think it might brighten it and make it better. But just with tonic, it kind of did weird things to it.
Yeah. I'm doing lemon, lime, and orange with both of these.
Okay.
And all in one glass, or like one?
No, separate. I have 3 separate glasses here.
Because I was going to say we had with the coriander, the orange might actually.
And I'm using the fever tree.
Okay.
For anyone checking out.
I'm using the High V special. Woo.
Hey, you know what? That's what I do. That and I do the shrubs. So it's like the first one, first one or two, do the fever tree. After that, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
does not matter.
I feel like the tonic really dulled it. Really sucked the flavor out of it.
Well, it's not like I said. It's not an overwhelmingly intense gin, like trying to cut through things. I could see maybe a small ice cube.
Yeah. Like I feel like I'm just having a Sprite right now. Nothing. Actually, this might be dangerous.
No, I 100% agree with what you're saying. Is that what the tonic does to it? The subtlety on the palate is not there.
Yeah.
But I do have to say, drinking it, I dig it with the lemon more than the orange.
Well,
okay.
Like I said, there's a little more of a heavier lemon note coming through. I don't remember if it had orange peel or not. I know it had lemon grass.
Yeah.
And I was just saying, I get that more on the nose than any like orange flavor. Well, now that I've had it, the coriander is coming out of it quite more easily on the nose.
Yeah, sipping this stuff straight, and let's say my cousin comes over for dinner, and he likes the gin and tonic, and he has become a huge fan of Death's Door as well as Rieger's, and I had him try these, and I said, okay, here's the deal, let's have a try them, but I'm not going to leave them out because they're both signed by the person that made them. So why don't you just give them a try? So he gives them both a try. He liked the hibiscus more than the others, just, his personal preference. And then it's like, okay. And then I turn around and he's pulling the lid off the bottle. And he starts pulling another one. I go, need I remind you? Like, I will share with you. However, I definitely don't have another signed one. And I don't know if I can get another one. So I have it. It's on my list to make sure to bring him back some hibiscus if I get a chance to do that. But he was just digging it. And the problem was he was drinking it. And then I said, it is 50%, and he'd already had a couple sips, and it was more than a couple sips. But then he was just like, "Oh, that was high proof." I'm like, yeah, it was a little higher than what you're used to there. But I have to say, individually, I like it. I like it with the lemon. I am going to mix it up like a
master cocktail,
like a sorority girl. So,
well. Easier to finish off that way at the end of the show.
Well,
Emily was mentioning she had elderflower tonic, which sounds very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think
some Saint Germain in the mix too. Morgan said that would be good.
Oh yeah,
I might like the elderflower tonic more than Saint Germain just because it might be a little lighter and less syrupy. That's really interesting.
I have found that with the Saint Germain, their official Saint Germain gin and tonic is 2-1. So 2 parts Saint Germain to 1 part gin. However, through experimenting and the love of my palate, I actually do 3 parts gin to 1 part Saint Germain. Because that Saint Germain is kind of like elderflower, just pure syrup to me.
And it's very potent in my mind, like for what it is when you get in there. Like you said, I use it similarly where it's sidebar, like half ounce-ish type of thing.
Yeah. I usually do 3 ounces of gin and 1 ounce of the Saint Germain.
Congratulations, Spencer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Smart ass.
This is very. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
I have to say, when you were talking about your mentioned ratios, the other stuff, because of just what tonic was doing to it, and again, I'm sure Kelley would say, you're not supposed to drink it like that, or you should do, don't defile my creation in a good way. But it needs a higher, because of what the tonic did to it, as you experienced too. It needs a higher ratio of the gin to the tonic.
That might be
Oh,
it.
okay.
But I would still much rather drink this. I mean, combining the three fruit wedges in here and all the other stuff. It's tasty and dangerous, but I would much rather drink this gin just straight.
Ooh,
It's a slow sipper. Oh,
cucumber tonic. Ooh, I'm gonna have to hunt that down. That sounds pretty darn good. Spencer was saying.
all right, save that for later. Yeah, no, this is this is the most complex gin that I've liked.
Yeah.
Lightly complex. I was gonna say this were compared to when we had.
But there's a lot there. I mean, there's
no, I'm not saying that, but what I was gonna say was compared to when we had recently, which was Shriner's gin, that was much more bold. This is much more subtle.
Yes, because this is 14 botanicals and subtle. Anything else that I've tried that has more than 10 botanicals has largely been just a bit much.
This is
tasty.
Really good.
Yep, I dig it.
Okay, our next
Good
one
stuff.
Is that Quintessence?
Yes, the gin Quintessence.
These are all like prototypes where it's like, well, we're thinking. Well, I feel like that one's in the lineup now.
They're both in the lineup. So the gin Quintessence is 1, 2, 5. Yeah. Right? Yeah, 5 botanicals. And then it is called Life's and Adolescence from Time to Time with All Us in Quintessence. Also at 50%. Also distilled from a whiskey mash bill, but this is juniper, coriander, angelica root, rose of Sharon, and citrus peel / orange and lemon. But another absolutely gorgeous label. Maybe. Maybe we are. There we go. Maybe a little less blown out. Unprofessional lighting over here. Anyway, beautiful bottle, nice label.
I have not.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I was reading Spencer's question. Sorry, I was listening at the same time. I was supposed to type that back, but I was sniffing, so my bad. Hey, Paul, good to see you, Chef Paul. Doing cooking classes now. If you would like to get some before the holidays, I believe. But
just got to go to Moorhead.
Mm-hmm. Or Fargo. I think it's that general area.
Moorhead, Fargo.
Yeah. we could. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Road trip.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. Like road trip or.
I mean, it's 9 hours from me. I already know that. I've been there, so it's near where I fish.
Oh,
or one
right
of the places
through.
I fish.
All right, here. So this for me is a little more coming off the other one, a little more classic gin on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a lot heavier on the nose.
Yeah. This is also what I know about it. Done in the 75-gallon hybrid reflux still with vapor path infusion in a gin basket. And again, locally foraged by Kelley.
Okay, like I'm assuming juniper is in this because that's one of the notes.
Yep. Juniper, coriander, angelica root, rose of Sharon, citrus peel, which was orange and lemon.
Oh. What was the one before the citrus peel? Because that was the one I went to guess.
Rose of Sharon.
And I'm getting a flat. Okay. Okay, that makes sense now. That was a note I couldn't. There was like a petally smell, but I couldn't peg it, and it was faint. Until, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I got a little close. On the...
Again, 50%.
Well, no, I mean, I almost like poured it up my nose on accident here. I tilted it back, trying to get in there a little bit deeper. The peels, you were mentioning those, I almost get like a little bit of a lime peel or a lime zest in it, really.
I get a lot of lime, actually. I would have thought lime would have been in here.
Yeah, because going off the nose here, I would have guessed that and not orange. Lemon maybe, but to me, it smells more like a lime. Like the beginnings of some type of mojito. Kind of. Like right before you smack the mint and put it in. Huh. Yeah, a little more aggressive on the nose, but the other one was so soft, it was so ridiculous comparatively. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink now.
Yeah, I've already done that. Got my notes. I'm on my cocktail stage.
Whoa.
Paul, that's really interesting. I don't know a lot about Angelica root, so that's good to know.
It's weird. The finish has a little bit. It has a little lemon lime, but more of the lime coming through. It was a little bit of a roller coaster for me on the flavor, on the taste here.
I got a lot of licorice for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Try this with some tonic.
I'm curious what you think of this with the tonic.
On the front of my tongue, I get a lemon lime and a little bit of like seltzer. This is weird because it was a little bit different than what I had last time. Because I kept it more in the front of my mouth rather than the back.
Yeah. Go ahead, Morgan.
I like this much better with tonic than the first one. To me, this is a more traditional gin, so this makes a pretty good gin and tonic. Once again, would be better with, all the fixins, aka ice and fresh fruit. But, yeah, this is delicious just with the tonic. I actually like it better with tonic than by itself.
The tonic, yeah, I agree with you. In my limited oafish gin experience, I liked it and I liked sip it. It was nice. Comparatively between the two from the same one, though, this one is, I think, more classic. Yeah, that sure. Tonic opened it up quite a bit. Adding the fruit, beautiful. Fruit, a little bit of ice. Yeah. This is
jumping off what you guys are saying, this being for me a little more juniper heavy, and it has more bold notes. This would be much what I would use in a cocktail, just because I don't feel like this is going to get muddled under like the other one would. This stands up where I think you have a little. You have a gray area to cut through some of the flavor here, or torque it more so than you do with the other one by quite a bit. This would be by far and away the cocktail. If it were my distillery, this would be the cocktail gin.
I would agree with that. This one can be, in my opinion, it can be enjoyed on its own, but it shines with that extra bit. Spencer, I don't disagree with you about the no citrus. The only sometimes though, and I've done this. I've done too much, and I blame Fred for sometimes having to have 3 gin and tonics and not one. Is because you want to go, well, I got to make sure it's going to taste this way, and I got to make sure it's going to taste this way, this way. But I do have to say, stuff with the coriander, it does pair really nice with orange. I don't always have mint, but when I have done that, and I've done orange and mint with those, with the high coriander, man, is that good. But this, with just that little bit of that little citrus and that the tonic on this, man, it just brightens up. Mm-hmm. It's very nice. This has none of the qualities of gin that I don't like.
I think this would be really good in a French 75.
All right, for the idiots that are on the screen, what is the French 75?
Mm-hmm.
So a French 75, no worries, it's gin, champagne, lemon juice, and simple syrup.
Oh, okay.
So kind of is the best of both worlds.
All right. Well, Sunday brunch at the Weddell House.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord.
Should I mix these? I did a little blend, and
I did not do that. I might do that, but I did take the quintessence,
mm-hmm.
and I put all three together with all three citrus wedges just because I want to see how vibrant that sucker gets.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would say is, if you did this and you had a little crushed ice with it,
mm-hmm.
you would be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
You would end up on a playroom floor somewhere.
That's a Thursday night in our household, so.
Yeah. Don't do the mix. Don't blend them. The juniper gets weird in the blend for me.
Well, and I think this is for. I think the prototype spring gin with hibiscus
mm-hmm.
is very much. This is what Kelley shines with.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff she can come up with, the stuff that she makes. She knows, as they say, she knows her shit. She knows what she's doing, and she can make this stuff. And the other one is just a solid gin. Mm-hmm. I do have two other gins that are the same proof, and I do want to take that one, the quintessence, not the prototype, and do. I'll have to do a side by side with them.
Well, gotta be sure
for science. One of them I know it's a Haypenny gin, Irish gin, and I can't remember what the other one is. I think it might be Leopold's. I'll have to look. But either way, they're both. It's just like not a lot of ingredients, solid gin.
Sometimes I'm in general. This might be one of the gins that has more botanicals in it that I've liked. In general, the ones I've liked seem to be simpler, not to be, like you said, under 10. Most of the time, like a 5 to 7 range, really.
Well, and I would think, at least with what I have had of the gins, and it was, years before, of people saying, "Oh, you need to try this, you need to try this," and they were all horrible. And I think a lot of what I was given was things that were far too many botanicals and meant to be only enjoyed as part of a cocktail. You couldn't sip them. You couldn't nose them straight up as they were. The ones that I have liked have been ones that you can, because you don't have to tear it apart. And there's a place there local to me that I went to a tasting there, and they were bringing out all their stuff, and they're bringing out their gin. And you could smell it as they're bringing in the poured glasses into the room. I mean, you could smell it. And then they said it was like 16, 18 botanicals. They put it in front of you, and you're just like, yeah, this is 100% perfume counter.
Ugh.
This is old lady lost sense of smell perfume. There is too much. It was too much. And they didn't play well together. It was just, they were all fighting for something. But, people were putting it in stuff, and then they're talking about how great it was. Okay, well, you shouldn't have to put it in stuff to make it taste great. It should be able to taste great on its own and not fighting itself. And, if you did if you build a proper, if you build any proper anything, as if Chef is still there, he can attest, too many ingredients can cancel each other out, and then you're just fighting for attention, at that point. But you can do it well and have it layered, but maybe you've dialed it back just a hair, and that makes everything shine instead of compete. So
I agree.
That's just my uninformed opinion.
Learning to edit makes better plates. Yeah. It does over time. So
I did do the blend because I don't want to get sideways with Spencer.
I know. I'm going to do it. Mostly because I'm also curious, too.
I know.
It's kind of like, this is really bad. Don't do this. And it's like, okay, well.
Well, I don't mean really bad, but yeah, I just wasn't.
I had
me.
I'll fill you two in later, but I had a similar conversation about something else because there was something that I had tried that was just it was meant to be a little, not meant to be, but it ended up being a little offensive, and it was very polarizing. And the thing was, it reminded me of the old Seinfeld when they're looking at the painting and like, it's disgusting. I can't look away. This man is repulsive. I love it. That's what this is.
100%.
Yeah. It's assaulting my senses.
Yes,
I can't look away. Wow, it kind of cancels itself out a little bit.
Yeah.
The blending the two together like flattened it.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, separate better in my.
Oh yeah.
Not even close. So, well, I was always intrigued to try.
Almost putting the two together almost gets into, for me, I'm curious if you guys agree, it gets into neutral grain spirit category. Because there's not as much there. It just it's more of a grain spirit.
What I usually think neutral grain. I always think like a little bit of a harsh alcohol taste to it. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, and that's not fair to the spirit, but
it's kind of like that type of spirit, but without the alcohol burn. I feel like
if you're gonna do a light gin, like a light whiskey.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if that counts, but
I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna pour a little bit of the first one to go out on because I really like the hibiscus one. I thought that was really
I love the for straight up sipping. That hibiscus is something else. But if I was gonna throw a little tonic in, man, that quintessence shines.
It's got more to play with.
Both great. I mean, I got to have these at the distillery in the spring. I think I got to have the quintessence, and it might have been higher proof, but no, these are great. And next time I get back there, I'm definitely gonna try to pick some more up just because it's pretty nice.
Good. Oh, good to see a little old fashioned.
I wish they could ship this stuff.
Pat presents the idea of gin. You know what? That's actually. I'm gonna be honest. This first one is so light and in there that's not a bad name for it.
But it is. But it is.
It has.
It's light, but not light.
I know it has medium and it has the depth in the layering.
Yeah.
But it's not. Like when you think of, like we said, a normal gym, you think a little.
How about this
costing a bit, and that's nothing's costing about that. And
how about this statement? Because I know you guys have had it. The 3-chamber rye of gin.
Oh. If it wasn't for the oiliness,
it's light, but it's not light. It's subtle, but it's not subtle. But very layered.
Yeah.
The hibiscus.
Yep.
And it's silky but not oily, but still, as far as like overall experience, like this is not this is not
that's not a bad way. That's not a bad way to put it. I like that, Mike. Yeah, I was gonna say that's I don't know. I think this is that's a special one for me. That'll be another one of those ones that
I'm getting
Right,
more
that's
of,
great.
as a drinker, that hibiscus it's the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, unfortunately, that's all the samples we have tonight.
That's all we got for tonight.
That's all we got for tonight. And I have to do some work still this evening, sadly. I have to start getting ready for an Iron Root tasting before the Packer game this weekend. So Miss Shannon Hood's going to be coming into town, and we'll be handing out samples over by the stadium, not on stadium property. So the Packers don't.
Are you going to be at the Veterans tailgate, or is it somewhere else?
Nope, we're going to be at the Veterans tailgate, but hopefully we're
Okay.
going to have a tent by the sidewalk more than back.
Okay.
Gotta talk
Not
to Zach about that
in
tomorrow.
the crossfire of speakers.
There may not be a professional tailgating crew.
Oh, that's true. The Kansas City, yeah.
I was going to say the other ones have not had that level of.
That was such an assault on everything. More, it was like we were literally in the crossfire of sound. There was this big tailgate rig set up playing NFL Red Zone. Professional tailgaters from Kansas City. These are huge trailers where they drop them down, bring out the whole thing. Massive speakers, and this is in an area that's 50 by 30, and then maybe a little corner off to the side, and then there was another one off of the corner, and then another one. And the whole goal was we were going to record people doing Missouri brandy and whiskey versus Wisconsin brandy and whiskey. You couldn't record anything because we couldn't hear ourselves.
Oh my god!
You couldn't do it. Tried to record, it was horrendous.
Gosh!
Nobody was turning their speakers down at all.
Okay,
and again, it was a tailgating environment. It was the wrong environment for trying to do that. We did not know that we were going to get hit with the what do you call it? The Guantanamo sound cannon that was going on. That was just, it was exhausting. I mean, there were nice people and everything else, but just the sound waves were exhausting.
Yeah, that's intense.
Yeah.
But
it's a lot of sound all at once.
Yeah. Well, and then there was the wedding. And
I wasn't expecting that.
The wedding that was really nice it was a Chiefs fan and a Packers fan, and he was there, had the young kids. One of them, I can't remember which of the two had kids, so the young kids were there. And in the background, one of the places, because they just didn't turn their music off. And so while this wedding ceremony is going on and they're getting married, and it was nice. It was beautiful because they had, the kids, the family, and new beginnings and stuff. And in the background, you hear, what was it? Gonna slap that ass.
No, it was later on. That was then some younger kids had joined in.
But there was something during the wedding, like they were playing it, and it was just like,
nope.
And then later, all the kids were dancing to, something along the same lines. It's like, all right.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone had a good time. It just was not what I was expecting for that. That moment. But
they were nice. Dude running the venue, class dude, total nice dude.
Yeah,
good guy. Yeah, the speakers were just it didn't allow us to do what we wanted to do.
Yeah,
but still,
we did. We did raise a bunch of money for veterans that day.
We raised a lot of money.
Good.
Yeah,
so
that's important, right? So
yes,
caused one fight. There's one boyfriend that asked us to stop serving the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But she found out that she liked rum, and she liked Wisconsin rum.
Yeah, she was very thrilled about that.
She would just come back and she would just smile at you. She just goes like this, like, would you like more rum? Yes. And she was adorable.
And we had and they were like quarter ounce glasses. They were not big samples. So
he found out what she was doing, and then he come by, and he was just like, she doesn't need any more, and she was just like, yes, I do.
He had a very fair discussion at one point. He's like, you know you have to make it through the whole game, and
Yeah.
it's 2 hours till the game.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you got a fair point, you know?
Yeah. She was doing pretty good. And again, there were no vehicles involved. It was within, it was a block from the stadium.
All right. Well,
But it was fun. We just unfortunately could not record a single thing.
yeah, oh my
Where
gosh.
Couldn't record a single usable thing. Let me clarify.
Well, I was going to say we'll be out by the street, but I don't know if we'll be aiming for that at any point. It might just be more getting everyone.
That should be fun.
Involved. So that'll be good. But I think I'm good for this evening. Thank you, everyone, for stopping in here in the chat. So if you haven't, when you go to Whiskey Thief, don't forget to pour yourself a bottle like you can out of the 5 barrels that are there. And then when you get up to the gift shop, pick up a bottle of gin. Clearly,
you can order it online to pick up at the distillery.
Oh, that is nice.
They just can't ship it.
Oh,
But you could order it, I believe, and then pick it up there.
Fair. At least you can it can get taken care of. That's what matters.
Yes, you can, and you should. From people who are not gin people telling you, especially the hibiscus. That's
This is 2 gins this year that I would tell people to get.
100%.
I like this. I really like this the hibiscus one, and I really like the Shriner one. And I'm going to tell you, they're on different ends of, I don't want to say flavor spectrum. I'd have to have AJ's again, but I mean, one's a poppy, a little more heavier notes, and the other one's just really subtle.
I'd say the difference is one of them is like trying to think of a way I would describe Shriners, but I would say you would have an elegant gin versus perhaps a more just an old school, old style gin. But this one, the hibiscus, I would say it is more elegant and, for lack of a better term, I'm not going to say it. I'll just say I think it's a more elegant gin because it's just everything about it is just it's graceful.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
It's really good. Really, really good.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to catch us next week as we sip on some more samples. We're going to start doing a couple shows as Christmas. I'm going to call it Christmas. We're running into December pretty quick. And Thanksgiving's on a weird day this year. I don't like the 28th. It threw me off, and I don't know. I feel like it should be the 24th.
I agree.
My Thursdays, but it's screwed me up. I didn't realize when people took off at work what week they took off. I thought it was afterwards for hunting. I'm like, oh, fuck, it is that week. Damn it.
Yeah, so. It's thrown me for a loop, too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'd say like an old Tom. Sorry, just...
Yeah, no, that's what I was just answering. I'd say leaning more there. That's just what I'd say. It's just more.
Yeah, old Tom. Yeah. London Dry is too dry for. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you'll be able to get the Shriner here in another month. I think less than a month.
Very reasonably priced for what you get for that.
Yeah, the gin. They sold out of the gin already, but the next batch I think is soon. Yeah.
Excellent. So
it was good.
It was. All right, ladies and gentlemen, remember, it's not the size of the den, but it's the love of gin. Till next time. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What?